the tail end. But on the other hand, also we have Danvas Makori, who is one of the commissioners at the NCIC. Danvas, asante sana pia kwa kuwasiliana nasi kwa sasa. Labda kama mshikadau katika tume ya uwiano na utangamano, bila shaka mumeona kinachoendelea hapa nchini, mumeona madhila ambayo yanafanywa baadhi ya Wakenya, mumeona matangazo, pia kupita matangazo watu wameuawa kwenye maandamano, hasara ambayo imeletwa kwa biashara, hasara ambayo imeletwa pia kwa Wakenya. Nyinyi kama NCIC mwafanya nini hapo? Na labda ni hatua gani mutachukua kuhakikisha kwamba mnajumuishwa pia katika mazungumzo ambayo yataleta angalau afueni katika jamii?
Asante sana Ali kwa kunialika na kwa mazungumzo hii which is very important. Ya kwanza niseme kwamba kama tume, of course tumekuwa involved kuanzia mwanzo, especially round ya kwanza ya maandamano. And it is important, and let me just agree with my colleague who amesema kwamba see, the reality is that the first round of what we call bipartisan talks was bound to fail for a number of reasons. If you're familiar with conflict and mediation, it was too soon to have two parties who are belligerent. One's kuongea because they don't trust each other, as you saw. Number two, which is more important, tulikuwa na a raft of issues which are more beyond political. These are the challenges facing Kenya is just not political. We have economic challenges, we have social challenges. So it's a complex systems and challenges we're facing in our country. Kusema kwamba tukwetu na a bipartisan talk of politicians. We advocated for inclusivity for all stakeholders in the country. And more importantly, if you understand the cycle of conflict, at least a mediator, a group of mediators or an individual who now can call two parties to order, say, you know, like a referee, you're out of line, because exactly what happened. So when the talks degenerated and they fell apart, we were back to square one. Now, I think for us as a commission, let me just set this in a technical sense so that we can understand. And what has happened previously in this program with my good friend, the senator, and the colleagues down there is I think, a kernel of what is happening in the country. We're not listening to each other. We have, in conflict, is something called PIN, okay? Position, interest, and need. So there's a position that you state, everybody has an interest, and there's need. So as the new one, Kenya Lands has a position, an interest, and need. The government has a position, interest, and need, and oftentimes or not, we get caught up in the position. Ile unasikia kwa news, what the headlines, what politicians would say, the sound bites. Those are the positions, and we get caught up. We don't understand there's an interest behind it, but more importantly, as a need. For us as a commission, we as professionals who mediate conflict. We have mediated serious conflict. In mzozo mdogo where there is actually war. And you have to bring people together to solve it. One of the first things you have to tell people is suspend judgment, listen to one another. Because if you don't listen to one another, this is exactly as you saw, we are shouting much. Nobody succeeds. It's a lose-lose. We're advocating for a win-win position for Kenya, whereby at the end of the day, we are fighting for Kenya. We are fighting for our future, for our children, for our economy. So we need to listen to each other rather than scream at each other and fight each other on the streets and throw stones and damage property and kill each other. And as we have seen, it's not helpful. At the end of the day, we've not moved any further than we started. We still have the same problems. The cost of living is still high. It has not changed after all this drama. And after all this back and forth, we have lives lost. So we advocate whereby the dialogue where we listen to one another. And as a commission, we work closely with the IRCK. That's why our good friends, religious leaders, and the international community, especially, allow the diplomatic corps, which we've worked with the EU, the governance group, the diplomatic corps, really to bring some sense and stability and reality to this. We hope that it is. Finally, let me just say this. I know sometimes right now there's no appetite to converse or even to dialogue. I mean, sometimes it's even a negative thing to call dialogue, because as Sheikh Narua Mesema, dialogue is associated with the handshake. That's what we're calling for. And in my experience, when one party seems like they have an upper hand, they will want not to dialogue. and then the seesaw changes, then the other party doesn't, which one didn't want to now wants to. So for me, I'd call for one of the way forward is just listening to each other, but also to address the long-term issues that we face our country, we have to genuinely listen to one another and understand that all of us, hopefully, we care for and are fighting for the good of our country, not as I think. When I think Senator House was saying, when it comes to interest, people are very interested. You don't know why somebody is advocating for a certain position. But I would really hope and pray that the common, what brings us together, even the president said, is we have more in common than separates us. So let's remember that.
Asante sana Kamishna Makori. Kabla sijampisha mwenzangu Beki yuko upande wa pili kule, lakini kuna swala